Looks like we had some technical difficulties there. Our devices got switched around on us, which was the problem. As you join us, Rob Feaster is down 2 strikes after watching a splitter go by and then fouling off a curveball. Thank you, T-Patel54, for that. Ever since we went to this different headphone set, everything has gotten weird. As that curveball gets him nearly on the chin there, it's 1-2 now. Dan Ortiz misses even closer with another curveball, 2-2. This is Feaster's great gift. He loves to draw walks. That's kind of his whole thing. And there, he knocks that one right to the first baseman. Milling will have it. And we will find out if that pitch was in the zone. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that is a 5-pitch out. And indeed, it was not. That cutter would have been ball 3 and really set him up nicely. So, there's one of those weaknesses we were talking about. Some of these guys, they just cannot figure it out. And by the way, in answer to your question, like I said, I know who I want to win. Between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Mostly I want the guy who doesn't lie about being Puerto Rican to win, which is a highly specific condition. I think we can all agree on that. With 1 out and the bases empty, here comes Etaoin Shirley, the font of wisdom. He's hitting .263, OPS of .624, no home runs and 9 runs batted in. He's been a quietly competent number 2 hitter here, not doing anything too amazing, as that cutter is called a strike, low in the zone, 0-1. Might find himself moved down in the lineup later on, as he watches another cutter right on top of the other one, 0-2 now. Shirley's value to the club was mainly in his defensive abilities, and here he goes down swinging on 3 successive strikes. That curveball punctuating it, well out of the zone, and leaving Pablo Salmeron with not much to do. Salmeron, a lifelong backup, has been thrust into the DH role this year. In fact, possibly necessitating that the Navegadores end up carrying 3 catchers at some point, since his bat is too valuable to leave out of the lineup, and he also serves as their backup catcher. Salmeron is currently hitting .267, OPS of .757, 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Last year he hit .352, was one of the best pinch hitters in all baseball. As here, well, he watches a changeup for a strike, 0-1. I feel like, honestly, I'm mostly setting you up for disappointment here by mentioning all these great things about them. Salmeron flies that one out. It's hit hard, but will drop over center field. On a pop fly, Rodriguez will be there, and that will retire the side. Naguabo goes down in order for all that. And Eusebio Ortiz only needed 10 pitches to get through it. So Ted Balloon will be in to pitch for the Navegadores. You know him, you love him. Looney Ballooney has thrown 43 innings on the year. He's struck out 46, walked exactly 7, ERA of 1.05. Balloon, as you know, works off of that wicked changeup, has a fastball, curveball, and forkball that he also loves. So far this year, he's hit 4 batters and given up 1 home run, which apparently is a lot better than he's ever done. We thought last year was his career year, but he seems to be beating it so far this time around. We'll see if he can maintain that heading as we go deeper into the season. Leading off, he'll face Camologeno Loa, the left fielder, who is hitting .368, OPS of .949. No home runs and 7 runs batted in. With an on-base percentage of .449, Loa right now is hot as it gets. Balloon has had 5 quality starts and 5 starts so far, 3 earned runs and at least 6 innings. And he misses just barely with the fastball. They'll call that ball 1 from him. No swing again on the changeup, also low, 2-0 now. He swings on that one, lifts it to left field, but I do believe that is going to arc foul. So it'll be 2-1. Yeah, imagine that. Look how I predicted it. 2-1 count now as we keep going. Oh, you know, same old, same old. Busy. Tired. Fastball. low and inside, 3-1. Really just kind of trying to get through work and keep my head above water. How about yourself? 3-1 count. And Loa does him a favor there. Sends that one to Benji Valdez, who's got it. Makes the throw across the hall to first base. Rob Feaster grabs onto it on the stretch, and that is out number 1. A 5-pitch at bat ends in a ground out to short. And here comes the clever dick himself, Rich Lesage, who's hitting .319, OPS of .956, thanks largely to his 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Busy, tired, fastball. There are 3, by the way, acutísimos sitting in this lineup of, I guess, fielding team. Graham Underwood won it last year for center field. Ted Balloon won it 3 years ago for pitching. And Rob Feaster has won it 2 years in a row for first base. How do you mean siblings? Talk to me about that. That is swung on and fouled off. 0-1. The forkball that time got just a little piece of it. Lesage, you've got to be careful with because he's got that Canadian power. He can send this thing out of the park if you're not careful. That curveball falls inside. 1-1. Interesting. Runs in the family would be a good headline for an article about like a bunch of related baseball players hitting home runs or something like that. Changeup is in there for a strike. 1-2. Ooh, who's this? Raul Garcia, the catcher for the Cítricos, hit possibly his 2nd homer ever. That's very interesting. He's not a power hitter at all. With a 2-strike count, let's see if Ted wants to get his first punch out, and he clearly does not. He misses high and out with that changeup. Completely the wrong move there. So we'll stay at 2-2. He's got another chance at least, and he won't get the strikeout, but it should be an out as he pops that one up directly over home plate. Spike Stonehand has it, and it's out number 2. Tabaloon 10 pitches to face Sebastian Milling, and now would be a very bad time for Milling to get back on his horse. He has 2 hits in 8 at-bats against Balloon. Milling, very much a pull hitter, lefty, another guy who's got some real pop when he wants to. He swings through that fastball, 0-1. A very underrated player, and I'm shocked that he doesn't get traded for like he should. As that goes to Shirley, he makes the throw to first, and that's out number 3. So Moca also goes down in order, and we head into the 2nd inning. No score. It'll be Wally Bach, Santiago, and Valdez. And Bach, what a story this has been this year. 5 home runs, an OPS of .842, 16 RBI. First Navegador to ever hit 2 home runs in the same game. And he's saved something like 5 runs already via his fielding. He steps in to face Eusebio Ortiz, who is through 1 inning on 10 pitches and a strikeout. Now, Wally's cooled down a bit lately, and obviously we have to worry a little bit more about that because he's been such a big part of their offense so far. But here's hoping that he can keep it going as we head into the end of April. As that splitter is in there. Eusebio Ortiz has gotten the first pitch strike on every batter. This time maybe on a slightly dubious call. So it was 0-1. Misses with the cutter to even the count of 1-1. Wally Bach, who had always been a project player. Nobody had ever thought he was ready for primetime right out of the box. When he came from Australia, from Hay in New South Wales. Funnily enough, all 3 Australian players currently in the league have come from there. Ivan Peacock on the Marineros, I believe, is from Bourke. And I don't remember where Lance Matheson is from. And these are towns that are 9 hours away from each other. So they definitely don't know each other. But somehow they all ended up coming over to the league. As that cutter misses away. 2-1. Same location, too. Must be trying to get that whiff there. As Wally hits that one, but it goes to Lesage short. He's got it. Makes the throw. That's a ground out to short. Assist. Milling gets the put out. Bach is retired on a curveball away. Up comes Vidal Santiago, who is hitting 282, OPS of 748, no home runs, 12 runs batted in. He recently, I think he, Wally, and Shirt Lou have had the 3-4 hit games that we've seen, and specifically, our man here, Santiago, has hit safely in 11 consecutive games. So he's currently riding a bit of a hot streak as that curveball falls low there. 1-0. Vidal, we say this every game, it feels like, as that cutter misses inside. Very consistent hitter. He's never going to give you, I don't think, 20 home runs in a year or anything like that. But what he will do is give you a lot of good slap singles, a lot of good runs batted in as that cutter misses outside. Ortiz's nature beginning to slightly reassert itself here as he misses with 3 pitches in a row. And on the hitter's count, does he go for the gentleman's strike? He does not. Vidal Santiago will be the first base runner for the Navegadores as he draws a walk with 1 out to put 1 on for Benji Valdez. He has been somewhat struggling this year, by Benji's standards anyway. Average of 257, OPS of 744, no home runs, just the 5 runs batted in. His slugging numbers are a little bit down. His on-base percentage is down quite a bit. That's obviously largely his average there. Benji isn't oof, as that is a very low cutter, ball 1. Benji isn't mainly here because of his hitting. He's here mainly because of his defense, 1-0, and speed. But the hitting sure helps. It's how he won back-to-back Ilustrísimos, a feat that has only ever, I think, been accomplished. Never. He is the first player in LMP history to accomplish that, as he fouls off the changeup, 1-1. Let's see, is that called a strike? It will be called a strike on the changeup there. Didn't quite drop under the zone. So on a 1-2 count, Valdez watches the cutter miss outside, 2-2. He's still got enough of a batter's eye for that. And he works a full count out of the curveball. So you know what that means. It's the 6 words everyone loves to hear during a ball game. This will be a payoff pitch. Let's see what Benji's got in store, and what he has is a pop-out over the mound. It'll be Lesage coming in to catch it for out number 2. Vidal Santiago still on base. A curveball high and away. He's been getting a lot of people out with those pitches high and away, but not in the zone. Very interesting there, how that has worked so far. So let's see what we got here. Now we've got Frank Del Castillo, who is hitting 250, OPS of 701, 1 home run, 13 runs batted in. He could certainly do it in the early innings. He's hitting damn near 400. Frank, one of the best players on this team, as Santiago gets back standing up. He's got a few more years left here and certainly going to try to make the most of them. That curveball is in there at the knees, 0-1. Splitter misses inside, 1-1. De Castillo lines that one foul. So it'll be 1-2 as he lined it, but it arcs into the seats away from right field. 1-2 now. And he knocks that one. Does he make it through? Yes, it finds the gap. That's going to put 2 on with 2 outs. Thanks to Del Castillo there, as Lopez has to go field in a right field. It rolls past the infield. And now, with a chance to maybe score a run, we've got a runner in scoring position. Graham Underwood will come up to bat. And if you've been following the 1905 season, you know why this is infuriating. Because poor Graham he worked very hard to improve his batting eye, his discipline at the plate, and he has gotten no reward for it so far. He is currently hitting 203, OPS of 528, no home runs, 7 runs batted in, and for a long time he could not get a hit with a runner in scoring position. It's time to see if his luck is indeed changing. As he cracks that one hard and deep, and it is falling into Rodriguez's glove out there in center field. It's a good hard hit, but not good enough to escape the Moca glove. The Navegadores put 2 on, and stop the no-hitter, but they strand both. We remain with no score as we head into the bottom of the second. That one is also particularly funny. It's not even a bad pitch to hit. A high cutter, you hit it right, it's going to get all the way out there. He was just unlucky that it didn't drop. But it is very funny that Ham Underwood keeps swinging at the first pitch, even though that is exactly how things went wrong for him in the early part of the season. Jeremias Lopez, Miguel Cabrera, and I don't remember his first name. Eudoxio Eduardo Guerrero will be the first three up to bat against Ted Balloon, who is on 12 pitches through one inning. Jeremias Lopez is hitting .299, OPS of 647, no home runs and 8 runs batted in. First pitch to him, and he goes for the leadoff bunt. Ted has it, throws it, but it gets away from Rob Feaster, and Jeremias Lopez runs into the base. It's an error to allow the first base runner for the Rebeldes, and that was a forkball high and inside. Lopez almost defensively swung at that and got rewarded with a base. Here comes Miguel Cabrera, and he can be dangerous. He's got an average of 239, OPS of 691, not particularly strong, and he's only batting 179 against fellow righties, but he's got a home run and 7 runs batted in, so with one on and no outs, this is quite dangerous. Changeup, he gets the same call the other pitcher did. It's 0-1, as that changeup is low and inside. Let's see if Lopez will want to go for... Oh, hello. Shirley has it. He goes for the play at second, and he races the lead runner. It'll be a fielder's choice there. Cabrera will stick around at first, and... Whoa! I had no idea Miguel Cabrera was that fast. That certainly explains a good bit of his longevity. When you can run that fast, you're always going to be able to find a job in this era of the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña. 1 out and 1 on for Eduardo Guerrero, who is doing quite well, actually, hitting .328, OPS of 775, no home runs, and 10 runs batted in. As that fastball misses outside, 1-0. He goes for the bunt and fouls it off. Curveball that time, 1-1. Pickoff attempt, but Cabrera is back in plenty of time. Goes for the bunt again. Ted has it. Where's he going to go? He goes to first, and it will be a successful sacrifice hit by Guerrero. That's going to be his fourth. With Cabrera on second and 2 outs, he will now face Lisandro Pineda, the second baseman, who's currently hitting .286, OPS of 709, no home runs, 6 runs batted in. Oh! They attempt to pick off, but Cabrera will be back safely. And that forkball misses inside, 1-0. There's no way that one did. Change up in there. Called strike, 1-1. See, Balloon there, rears back and throws, goes for the heater this time, gets it in at the knees, and it's strike 2. Ted now passed 20 pitches here in the second inning. As he misses in the dirt with another fastball, gets a little overexcited there, trying to go for the strikeout, but that's exactly what he needs here. Pops it up. Everyone's going to converge on that can of corn. And looks like it's going to be the font of wisdom himself to catch it and end the inning. It's Moca's turn to strand the runner, as Nahuel's error does not come back to haunt them. We are through 2, still no score. We head into the third inning. Eusebio Ortiz had 29 pitches over 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. The Navegadores would sure like to add an earned run, if nothing else, to that ledger. Leading off for them in this inning, it's Spike Stonehand, who's having a hell of a year. Average of 281, OPS of 675, no home runs, 10 runs batted in. His defensive catcher has actually taken quite the hit this year, but that doesn't matter when he's doing so very well otherwise. Stonehand lines that one, first pitch swinging, And he puts it through the infield. Back up the middle into center field. He'll make the turn at first. And that's a leadoff single for the Navegadores. That turns over the lineup and brings up Rob Feaster, who's 0 for 1 on the day. And if there's one thing they're not in danger of here, it's Spike trying to steal second. So they can focus all their attention on Rob at the plate here. As Ortiz misses with that splitter, 1-0. So far, Rob has not gotten a hit with a runner on first, as that curveball catches just enough of the zone to be strike one. That cutter misses away. It's 2-1 now. And that one does as well. Another cutter to make it 3-1. Let's see, Ortiz has to gather himself here. 2-on with no outs would be a difficult situation, but that is exactly what he will face. The Grackle draws a walk to put 2-on for Sherdlu, the font of wisdom, who is 0 for 1 on the day. He's got 1 hit and 5 at-bats against Ortiz. Not hitting well in the early innings or on the road, in fact. Let's see if we can get anything with runners on base. Sherdlu, of course, struck out on 3 pitches. Let's see, has he even had this situation? Runners on first and second. He's actually batting .500 in what we can only call the mother of all small sample sizes. Let's see if that magic is with him today, as that splitter misses low, 1-0. Hey, C. Seiler, how you doing? Splitter misses. Nope, it's actually called a strike. Thought for a second it wouldn't be, but it's 1-1 now. Sherdlu takes a big cut, but that cutter's bigger, and he gets a strike 2 call on that one. Let's see if the umpire is waiting to ring him up again, I'm sure, and Ortiz would love that here. And he got him again. Second strikeout of the day for Sherdlu. Both of Ortiz's strikeouts have come against him. And here comes Pablo Salmeron, who is also 0 for 1 on the day. He's got a slightly better record, I think, when it comes to bringing in runners in scoring position, but not this year so far, I'll say that. And it looks like former Navegador John Anderson, hit his 3rd home run of the year. Too bad it's in garbage time, because this team is losing 7-2. Cutter right down the middle. Salmeron watches it go by. It's strike 1. Salmeron should be doing quite a bit better than this. He's hitting .364 on the road. Oh boy. But hitting terribly in the first innings of the game. Salmeron launches that one into right field, and that's going to find grass. It's going to bring in at least 1 run. And if they want to get daring, it could bring in 2. They decide not to, and it'll instead simply be an RBI double. The Navegadores strike first as Spike Stonehand comes home with the run. Feaster will advance to third, and Pablo Salmeron gives his team the lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. As Eusebio Ortiz passes 40 pitches. A curveball that hung low there, and Salmeron smashed it for one of his trademark deep outfield doubles. That bounced, and Jeremias Lopez not ready for it since he's not exactly a natural right fielder. The throw had to come into the infield, or otherwise Feaster might have just scampered home. And now they've got to watch out. Any wild pitch or pass ball could bring in that 2nd run. As C. Seiler says, yes, thank you. The Navegadores, I am sure, are incredibly grateful for your influence. Here comes Wally Balk, the human ripcord, who flew out last time. Popped out, actually, as I remember. In the early innings of the game, he's actually doing quite well. As, let's see here, misses inside with a splitter. You've got to be afraid of Wally in this situation. You do not want to pitch to him with guys on base, as that curveball misses low, 2-0. That cutter misses as well, and they are giving him nothing. Which actually kind of makes sense, because the Navegadores are such free swingers that you can give them unhittable, or rather, pitches that no one should be swinging at. They'll swing at them. He puts the gentleman strike, the cutter, high in the zone, and Wally Balk doesn't swing, as he's not supposed to. And maybe he should have, because now it's another called strike, a cutter just inside, which brings us to the second full count of the game, and ideally, this will be a payoff pitch. Wally Balk lines that one foul. Hard, but foul. Payoff pitch number 2 coming up. He sends that one to... Okay, then. That's a ground... Oh! That was thrown away! Guerrero sends it to first, but it gets past Milling. And that's going to bring in Feaster as Balk goes to second. That's Guerrero's 8th error at third base. Salmeron advances to third. And that will certainly be an unearned but very annoying run. On what should have been an easy play, Guerrero had it. He could have gone home to stop the run there, but instead, he ends up with 2 runners in scoring position once again, as the ball just got away from Seb Milling over there. And with Vidal Santiago, who drew a walk last time, 2 on and 1 out is not a great situation for any pitcher. Eusebio Ortiz will almost certainly have to throw his 50th pitch here before even making it out of the third. Santiago watches that changeup miss low, 1-0. He watches that curveball miss low this time, 2-0. 2 of the slowest runners on the entire team are on base, so they can't scamper. Santiago's really got to hope he can get on base or hit something hard enough that they can both come home. It's a hitter's count, pardon me, on Vidal Santiago. Let's see if we see another gentleman's strike here. We do, and Vidal, being nothing if not a consummate gentleman, does not swing. So it's 3-1 now, gentleman hitter's count, with 2 on and 1 out. See if the Barbero can make it count, and he does. He draws his second walk of the game. Bases will be loaded with just 1 out for Benji Valdez, who is 0 for 1. In the early innings of games, he's hitting just 150. With the bases loaded, he's had 1 at bat and didn't get a hit. First pitch swinging, he's 1 for 6. Let's see, is there anything else we need to know? Versus Ortiz, he's actually got 6 hits and 8 at bats. Away, he's hitting a little bit better, 273. Looks like there's nothing else to learn. It's time to see what he can do. Valdez pops it up in foul territory on the first pitch. It'll be Mercado catching the splitter. Good pitch from Eusebio Ortiz. Attracted the swing. That's exactly what he needed to do. And he will now face Frank Del Castillo, who's 1 for 1, who's hitting over 400 in the early innings. But you have to imagine in this situation, he's about as hamstrung as it gets. As Del Castillo watches that splitter hit the bottom of the zone, it'll be strike 1. He thought it would continue to drop, and it didn't. So it'll be 0-1 this time. Here goes Del Castillo. He chops that one to second base. And this time there is no mistake from Pineda to throw over to first. Del Castillo cut down, and the bases are stranded. Only 2 runs in that inning for the Navegadores, but they are the 2 runs they need to be in the lead right now. As we head into the bottom of the third, the Navegadores are ahead 2-0. In the bottom of the third, Ted Balloon, 23 pitches over 2 innings. No strikeouts, no walks, not much of anything, really. Will face Nicolas Mercado, the catcher, who is currently hitting .311. No word on the color of his energy. OPS of .754, no home runs, and 7 runs batted in. Ted's going to have to navigate here at the bottom of the lineup, as that curveball is on the outside corner. It gets called a strike, even though it's not. 0-1. Mercado fouls that one off. A changeup this time. That one actually in the zone. And let's see if Ted can finish him off. Get his first punch out of the game. Not quite. He checks a swing on the curveball, 1-2. Ted misses again with another changeup, giving the man a sporting chance here, 2-2. And for some reason, he misses again with the changeup. After successfully getting 2 strikes on him, basically just plays with his food until it's time for a full count. So hopefully, this will be a payoff pitch in a good way. Got him! Full count pitch, a changeup, just middle away. Gets his first strikeout of the game. He will now throw his 30th pitch against center fielder Mateo Rodriguez, who is hitting .250, OPS of .683, no home runs, and 9 runs batted in. 1 out, bases empty. As Rodriguez watches that fastball in there for called strike 1. Rodriguez fouls that one off. It's 0-2 now. Balloon misses inside with that fastball, 1-2. And then Rodriguez will take charge of that one and check his swing on that fastball to even the count of 2-2. Yes, Seasiler Louisa is off for the night. She's working on something that I am not at liberty to share, but I'm sure we'll be promoting it on future streams. 2-2 count. And that back-to-back full counts from Ted Balloon, who's normally this year known for going after hitters. He's basically just adding to his pitch count for no reason here. Let's see what the payoff pitch is this time. He got him! Another punch-out. Back-to-back Ks for Ted Balloon. Strikeouts number 1 and number 2. And he now faces the top of the lineup, starting with Kamurohen Loa, who is 0 for 1 on the night. Loa being a lefty, he's got a better line on most of Ted's pitches. So Ted wastes no time, pumps a fastball by him, 0-1. That is grounded out to Shirley. He's got it, makes the throw, and that bounces off Rob Feaster. Second error from the Navegadores. So Loa will be safe at first for Rich Lesage, the clever dick himself. He is 0 for 1. Let's see what happens here, as there's a man on first with 2 outs. As there's a pickoff attempt, Loa is back to first easily on that one. Lesage checks his swing on the forkball, 1-0. Swings on that one and fouls it off. That time it is a curveball, 1-1. Lesage watches that one miss, low and outside. It's a fastball this time, 2-1. Easy game plan here. They are avoiding that corner like nobody's business as they fly that one into right field. And that one is going to drop into Frank Del Castillo's glove to end the 3rd inning and strand Loa at first. Another error, but nothing comes of it. The score remains 2-0 as we head into the mid-game. Before we do that, we're just going to inform everybody, hey, this is what's happening right now. Yeah, it is. It is going pretty fast. Turns out that when you don't have somebody leading you off on tangents, and I say that in a good way because I know that's a lot of what you'll come to listen to. The game goes a lot faster. We could reminisce about some of these things, but actually, this is a new ballpark. This is a fairly new Rebeldes team, although it is still very funny to have a 44-year-old designated hitter hanging out there. I will say that for them. So far, the way this season has shaken out, the real question is who is going to be. So the past couple years, it was pretty obvious that the important bits, the talent on the team was Del Castillo. It was Benji, to a lesser extent, maybe Rob or Shirley or the Centurion, who is now doing very, very well in Gurabo for sure. And now that's just not how it works anymore. They're finding that Wally is stepping up and being one of the best guys on the team. And I think, well, they have to figure out ultimately if this is a team that maybe it doesn't have an Ilustrísimo on it, maybe it doesn't have quite the level of star power that it had in previous years, and it has to overcome the fact that apparently being the number 4 starter for the Navegadores this year is just an automatic ticket to getting rocked in every game. If they can overcome that, then, I mean, certainly they could repeat. They're definitely making it to the playoffs. That much we know. As we go to Graham Underwood, leading off the top of the 4th inning. He is 0 for 1 on the day against Eusebio Ortiz, who is through 3 innings on 56 pitches, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. As, let's see here, Ortiz misses outside with a cutter for a ball. Tom Swires hit his 6th home run of the season. That's another guy we would love to have on our team, but we think it's better that the Pepinos have him. 1-0 count as that changeup misses low, 2-0. And that cutter is called a strike. Usually when they land that high, they're called balls, but sure, 2-1 now. Underwood with a good at-bat so far, 2-1. And he's rewarded for it with a slicing hit down the left field line. That'll put him on first base. As Camilo Enoloa got there in time. And now the question is, can he move over to second without getting caught? Eusebio Ortiz is not a good holder, but Nicolas Mercado has a great arm. He has caught, so far, under 50% of runners, but how much do we want to bet Underwood's going to be one of them? Here comes Spike Stonehand, who is 1 for 1 on the day. As there's a pickoff attempt, but Underwood is safe on that one. Stonehand checks a swing in time on the splitter, 1-0, and Underwood runs back. Misses low and outside with a splitter, 2-0. Eusebio Ortiz's control is starting to really wane here, second time through a lineup. As he misses again with a cutter, 3-0. Stonehand's bat has basically never left his shoulder, but there he goes. Swings off that changeup, which should have been a gentleman's strike, but he swings on it. Fouls it off, 3-1 now. And then he doesn't swing at a cutter, low and inside, makes it a full count. So this will be yet another payoff pitch. Do we have attendance stats? Yes, we do. And this is a 3,200 capacity stadium, which is probably not very well reflected by the simulator. There are 3,150 in the stands today. Payoff pitch coming in. Cracks that one, and that's going to fall. That's going to find grass. Spike Stonehand's second hit of the night is going to move the runners ahead. Looks like Underwood made it first to third on that base hit. A high cutter that Stonehand put right spin on and got it just past the infield. Well done. A good base hit there that Lesage couldn't quite get to as it bounces away from him. And it puts another runner into scoring position for Rob Feaster. He's 0 for 1 with a walk on the day. As that cutter is called a strike. Ortiz getting the benefit of a call there. Feaster hits that one through the infield. That's going to find grass, and that's an RBI single. It drops in. Graham Underwood scampers home, and Rob Feaster has another run batted in. His fourth of the season. Only his fourth. Pretty unbelievable. Good base hit on that cutter. Line drive there into shallow outfield. And the Navegadores are now ahead 3-0. Stonehand, not exactly the fastest runner on the planet. He's going to stay at second. That brings up Shirtley, who's 0 for 2, has one hit off of Ortiz in 6 at-bats. He comes up in the same situation where he did last time. 2 on and no outs, and with 2 strikeouts already on the line. And this time he decides he's not going to wait for the strikeout. He's going to swing at that first pitch. And the font of wisdom reaches on error. Pineda's 13th error at second base allows Shirtley to load the bases with no outs. Pineda's supposed to be a good defender, too. What is going on here? That's like his whole thing. But, bases loaded and no outs for Pablo Salmeron, Rodillon, as they call him, Mr. Knees. He's 1 for 2 with a ribby already on the day. This is exactly the sort of situation he used to excel at. Let's see if he remembers that now. Let's see here, he, of course, had the RBI double that gave the Navegadores the lead in the first place. As that changeup misses low, 1-0. He swings on that one, and it backs off the catcher. It's a pass ball. Stonehand will come in to score this time. And Feaster and Shirtley will each move up a base. A passed ball on a swinging strike, allowing a run. That's pretty embarrassing by this team. 1-1 count after 2 of their best defenders have just had some really bad defensive miscues on the last couple plays. That should not have happened at all, as that bounced off the catcher. He couldn't corral it, and of all people for Spike Stonehand to score on that. Swings on that one, lifts it into left field. That is flown right into the glove, and no one's going to move on that. Loa has it on the catch. A high and inside splitter this time. Up comes Wally Balk, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Yeah, that's a good point. Seesaller brings up that was a head-first slide. I don't know if that's our simulator not being as well-equipped as it should be. I don't think they ever do feet-first slides in this game. I might be wrong. No, they do if they're breaking up a double play. I know that for sure. Balk watches that cutter miss low and away. 1-0. Kicks that one through the infield, and that is going to bounce around in the infield dirt, causing some serious problems. Loa will have to have it in left field, and looks like that's going to score another run. Feaster will come home. Shirtley will take third. Wally Balk has an RBI single, and the Navegadores are up 5-0 before you know it. Yet another hit where Rich Lesage's limited range really bit them in the neck here, as runners are still in the corners with only 1 out for Vidal Santiago, who has so far drawn 2 walks on the day. And Wally Balk did that on an inside cutter that should have jammed him. I mean, it kind of did. One wonders what would have happened if it had been away. Ortiz this time decides to go after Santiago, throws him a low curveball, and it's in there. Strike 1. So is that curveball. Oh, no it isn't. 1-1. That falls below the zone. Santiago hits that one, but fouls it off, and it's 1-2. I think this is the first time Santiago's had to deal with a 2-strike count all day, with runners on the corners and 1 out. This ought to be fun. Or he could just strike out. Ortiz's cutter is still quite effective. That's his 3rd punch out of the night and his 1st in a while. Here comes Benji Valdez. He is over 2 on the day, comes up with 2 on and 2 outs. Let's see if he's interested in trying to put this game completely out of control. Balk receives the pickoff throw, but he is safe. Let's see, are they calling that? They are calling it a ball. The curveball missed high, 1 out. He swings through the second curveball, 1-1. Curveball's always Benji's weakness, the breaking ball. You have to really hang it for him to notice, as that is launched into left field. Line drive there, and that's going to bring in another run. A base hit for Valdez. Shirley scores. Balk takes second. Valdez has a single. And Ortiz is going to regret that low cutter there. Left it exactly where Valdez likes to smash him. And that's the 4th run of the inning for Naguabo. Still got 2 on and 2 outs for Frank Del Castillo, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Castillo watches that first pitch. I think that'll be called a strike. And indeed it is. Curveball, outside edge, 0-1. Knocks that one right into Sebastian Milling's glove. He basically just put it in front of his face and tried not to get hit. The Navegadores bat around. An inning after they sent 8 men to the plate, they send all 9, scoring another 4 runs and putting themselves ahead 6-0 as we head into the bottom of the 4th. Ted Balloon is at 41 pitches over 3 innings. He's got 2 strikeouts. He will face Sebastian Milling, Jeremias Lopez, and Miguel Cabrera. Sebastian Milling is 2 for 9 against Ted Balloon, and he's 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out back in the 1st inning as Ted misses with that fastball inside, 1-0. Hits that one hard, hits that one deep, but hits it foul. It'll be 1-1 now. Still, that looked a lot more like a swing that Sebastian Milling takes. Forkball misses inside, 2-1. That is going to find grass, and there goes the no-hitter. It lands in the outfield. Underwood has to play it on a couple bounces, but he will hold him to a single. Oh! Don't tell me he did it! What a throw by Ham Underwood, getting the outfield assist. He realized immediately that Milling was going to try to stretch it and got rid of that ball in a hurry. You know, honestly, he probably thought to himself, that's going to be a base hit no matter what I do. But if I slow up on that one, maybe this guy will think he can make it to second, and he turns what could have been a double or a single into an out. So with 1 out and the base is empty on that wonderful assist, here comes Jeremias Lopez, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Just great plays all around so far from our beloved Navegadores. That forkball misses inside, 1-0. Fastball misses outside, 2-0. Ted really trying to get to 50 pitches for some reason. Misses with a changeup away. There is no one on base. Why are you being so careful? He goes for the gentleman's strike on the fastball. And then he lets Lopez foul off that fastball. So we're at another full count, and hopefully this will be a payoff pitch. Nope, never mind. He fouls off another fastball. This will be a payoff pitch. That is chopped to Shirley. He's got it, makes the throw to Feaster, and that'll be out number 2. Bases will remain empty for Miguel Cabrera, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Let's see, what did he do? The former Marinero, hitting .268 over the course of his career. He's actually done somewhat well against Balloon. I want to say that's 3 for 11. Both the righties this year, he is abysmal against so far. Grounded out in the 2nd inning. Into a fielder's choice, as I recall. That fastball is in there, strike 1. Chops that one foul, and he's lucky it went down to foul territory, 0-2. Let's see if Balloon will finish him off here. And he does. A called 3rd strike at the bottom there. 3rd strikeout for Ted Balloon on the forkball. And Naguabo remains ahead as we enter the 5th inning. They're still ahead 6-0 and have more chances to add on. Starting with Ham Underwood, who's leading off the inning on a 1 for 2 line. Eusebio Ortiz is through 4 innings on 83 pitches, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. So this should be very interesting now because if they play this right, this could be Ortiz's last inning. And let's see who Moca would have in that case out of the bullpen. Well, they've actually got some great choices. Alrigo Chavez and Chet Hancock are probably their top guys here. But every one of their relievers is at least decent enough to merit using in various games. And God knows that they've had to in previous years. I think in this situation, I probably go to Chet Hancock first and then go from there. He's had a bit of a tough time, but in a mop-up role, he might, feel the freedom to chuck a little bit more. Send some dumb pitches, see what happens. As that cutter misses, 1-0. Ortiz having a little trouble keeping the cutter in the zone. Misses again, 2-0. But then he gets his first strike. 3 cutters so far against Underwood, clearly implying he is not afraid of the man at all. Misses again, 3-1, trying to give Underwood nothing to hit after that single back in the 4th inning. Gentleman hitter's count against Ham, and he does him a favor there. Knocks what I'm pretty sure... No, that could have gone either way. I think if I'm Ortiz here, I would reach back for that curveball and get my out on the breaker. But Underwood stays with it. Another cutter, and he fouls it off. This is a good at-bat so far from Ham Underwood. 6 pitches so far. 7th pitch coming up. Underwood through the middle for his second base hit of the night. He will be aboard here in the 5th inning, 1 inning after he got his first hit. He'll put on the brakes, doesn't feel like getting thrown out by his opposite number, and here comes Spike Stonehand, who's 2 for 2. He's working on a really possible 3-hit night here. And on the first pitch, there goes Underwood, and he is going to get laid out by a mile. Ortiz needed a perfect strike, and he got it on the cutter once again, right down the middle. I really thought they were just being more judicious. I wasn't expecting it to just be we're going to give him this one A-B chance. I would not have told him to steal. 0-1 count for Spike Stonehand now. 1 out, base is empty. And Stonehand bounces that one to Lesage. First time he hasn't reached base all day, as Lesage throws it to Milling, and it's out number 2. Here comes Rob Feaster, who's 1 for 2 on the night with a run batted in and a walk. Eusebio Ortiz at 92 pitches, an inning that looked possibly like it was going to spiral out of control for him, has suddenly started looking a lot better. Let's see if Feaster can give him a little more suffering here in the 5th. Feaster watches that changeup go by, 1-0. Near his foot, too. Nurse a steal there. Curveball is in there for a strike, 1-1. Feaster knocks that one into right field. Jeremias Lopez will not be there in time, and that's going to put a man on. So they'll extend the inning with their 10th base hit of the night. Eusebio Ortiz, at 95 pitches, will face Eto'o Shirley, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Feaster, one of the fastest base runners in the entire league, has a chance here at his 15th steal. Let's see if he takes it. And there he goes. That throw will not be nearly in time. Feaster steals base number 15, which I assume will continue to lead Betances. He's in scoring position now with a 1-0 count after that cutter. Cutter misses in. Nope, curveball misses inside. 2-0 this time. And there he goes. He's going for number 16, and he's there. Not in time. Rob Feaster steals 2 bases on the same trip. 2nd and 3rd. On a called cutter strike that was nothing of the sort. So now let's see if Shirley can get his first base hit of the night and make this a 7-0 ball game. Nope. He flies that one out behind second base. Pineda, looking for it. He says he'll get this one. And indeed he does. That will end the top of the 5th with a runner getting stranded. Nahuel gets another 2 hits and remains in the lead 6-0. As we head into the bottom of the 5th, and Ted Balloon, 55 pitches over 4 innings, 1 hit and 3 strikeouts. He will face the 6, 7, 8 hitters, starting with Eduardo Guerrero, who worked a walk, I believe. Or no, he had a sacrifice hit. Ted opens him up with a fastball strike, 0-1. Guerrero chops that one foul, 0-2. So Ted once again faces a 2-strike situation. Let's see, with a batter in the hole, if he can put him away. He should be able to. Sherdloo has it, throws to Feaster, and it's not a good throw, but Feaster scoops it anyway. It's out number 1. It's a good play, at least in terms of range. Could have been dangerous on that throw, but when you've got a guy like Rob Feaster standing at the cold corner, you don't have to worry about those things. 1 out. Bases remain empty for Lisandro Pineda, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Pineda swings on that first pitch. It goes to Balk. He throws to Feaster, and that's out number 2. Ted will now face Nicolas Mercado, against whom he's going to throw his 60th pitch. Nicolas Mercado is 0 for 1 on the day. That's right. He's still seeing guys for the second time today. Changeup misses for ball 1. As he then follows with a fastball away and middle for strike 1 to even the count. Misses low and inside with a forkball. 2-1 now. And misses again with the fastball. 3-1. Again for some reason. I don't understand what makes him afraid of these guys, but he walks him. Sure, why not? This is where it might get dangerous once he starts allowing guys on base somewhat consistently. That's when he starts hitting people and throwing wild pitches and getting balked. And here comes Mateo Rodriguez, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Gets a forkball strike on him immediately, 0-1. That is swung on. Valdez has it. Picks it up, sends it to first, and that'll be out number 3. So no damage done there. We are through 5 innings. Naguabo remains ahead 6-0 as the Rebeldes get a walk. And that's all. Eusebio Ortiz will face Pablo Salmeron, Wally Balk, and Vidal Santiago here in the top of the 6th. He is at 99 pitches over 5 innings, 10 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and he will face Pablo Salmeron, who is 1 for 3 with a run batted in. It was an RBI double that he hit a couple innings ago. Starts him off with the cutter away. That is in there for a strike. 0-1. That looked like it almost hit him, but the umpire rules that it just hit the dirt. A curveball. 1-1 now. That's a cutter at the knees. Called strike 2. A whole lot of called strikes. Not a ton of swinging ones in this game so far, is what I'm noticing. Salmeron once again with a deep hit ball that's still going to be a fly out as it lands in Rodriguez's glove. That is out number 1. Ortiz at 103 pitches now faces Wally Balk, who is also 1 for 3 with an RBI. A curveball that time that stayed too high. Salmeron kept expecting it to come down. Balk fouls off that cutter right there at the plate. 0-1. Splitter misses low. 1-1. And Balk, eager as ever, grounds the next cutter foul. 1-2. Cutter, splitter, cutter so far from Ortiz. Ortiz misses with a changeup. 2-2. And Balk lines that one into right center field in a smaller park that would have been out of here. Instead, it's going to be down for extra bases as the human ripcord should be able to turn that into... Okay, he decides to stay at second. I for sure expected that to be a triple, but I'll take a 2-base hit. Easy double for Wally Balk, and that will knock Eusebio Ortiz out of the game as he hit that ball perfectly, bisecting between center and right field and making it basically impossible for the outfield to get its stuff together in time. He was able to coast into second base, and now it'll be Alrigo Chavez who pitches, number 30. For the Rebeldes, Alrigo Chavez throws a fastball and a very, very good changeup so far. Looks like this season he has not pitched yet. This is his first appearance. He will face Vidal Santiago, who's 0 for 1 with 2 walks on the night. Comes in with a man on second and 1 out. Chavez gets the strike on the fastball there. He checks the swing in time on the second fastball, 1-1 now. He takes another changeup, and that'll be a strike, 1-2. Chops that one foul off the tip of the bat. Little bit of a defensive swing there to stay 1-2. Knocks that one into the outfield, and that's going to land. There will be 2 on with that one. A 12-game hit streak for Vidal Santiago now. After he drew those couple of walks, those don't count for the average. And here comes Benji Valdez, who's 1 for 3 on the day with a run batted in, hitting .250 off of lefties during the season. Runners on the corners with 1 out. A sac fly here would certainly be helpful, I think. As Chavez there launches that one, it's high and away with that fastball, 1-0. That fastball's low, 2-0. Oh, Chavez has a pickoff attempt to send Santiago back to first base. Valdez chops that one foul. It's strike 1. Fastball this time. He swings through another fastball, 2-2. And here's Chavez's chance. Valdez sends that one to Lesage. Lesage sends it to second to Pineda. Pineda pivots beautifully to Valdez. To Milling to retire Valdez. And the Navegadores end up grounding into a double play to end that inning. Tailor-made DP ball there, but you don't always see it work in this league. Beautifully done by the clever Dick to send it over to Lisandro Pineda and send us into the bottom of the 6th. Ted Balloon at 66 pitches over 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts will face the top of the lineup, Loa, Lesage, and Milling. Loa is 0 for 2 on the day. Loa watches as that fastball misses just barely outside, 1-0. Loa pops that one up. Can of corn over the infield. Valdez takes charge, and he's got it. It's out number 1. Next up, it's Rich Lesage, who is 0 for 2 on the day. In these innings, he is batting over 400. Usually, seeing pitchers for the 3rd time out. As that fastball is in there, 0-1. Fouls that one off, 0-2. Let's see if Balloon can put down the Bucheron bat here. Finish off the Canadian. And he does with a beautiful changeup. That is Ted Balloon's 50th strikeout of the season. And we're not even out of April yet. We are not even out of April yet, and he's already at 50 strikeouts. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That would put him on pace for somewhere north of 350 strikeouts. Here comes Sebastian Milling, who is 1 for 2 on the day. I think we got a worrisome pitch on our way. Chops that one to Valdez. Valdez has to make the long throw to first. Did he do it? He did. That is going to end the inning. Moca goes down in order. One of the most efficient innings we've seen from Ted so far. And the Navegadores remain in the lead, 6-0. Before we continue, we need to tell everybody one last time what's going on. So as we enter the 7th inning, once again the Navegadores, who used to be, a bad live team. They used to be so much better in simulation, and yet now what we're seeing is that they're kind of killing it on the broadcast. How surprising is that? And then as we look forward to the next 3 innings, as we look forward at the next 3 innings, the real questions are no longer who's going to win this game. That much we're pretty sure we know. The question is, how badly can they beat the Rebeldes? And can Ted keep shutting them down completely? So here goes nothing. Let's see if the bottom of this game can end in sufficiently exciting fashion for everybody. Arrigo Chavez, who already pitched 2 outs in the previous inning, takes the mound, having allowed a hit over 10 pitches. He will face Frank de Castillo, who is 1 for 3 on the day, Graham Underwood, and Spike Stonehand to begin with. Spike just pushed his batting average to 300 during this game. It is nuts that the guy who 2 years ago was batting 211 and simply could not stop striking out currently is sporting an on-base percentage of 373. He's on pace for a 59 walk season. Obviously, that's not going to hold all the way, but it is ridiculous what he's been able to do. So here goes nothing. De Castillo watches a fastball that's in there for strike 1. That changeup misses low and inside. 1-1 now, as that's a ball that evens it all out. And De Castillo takes a big rip at a changeup that should have been ball 2, but instead is strike 2. Completely fooled on that one. Let's see if Chavez will finish him off here. De Castillo extends the at-bat, fouls it off, and they can't get to it in time, so we'll stay with it. 1-2 once again. Misses inside with a fastball. Chavez, is that a full sidearm? No, it's a 3/4 slot. I wonder why he's... Interesting. Then he punches him out. Chavez gets his first strikeout of the night there. 6 pitches in, and here comes Graham Underwood, who is 2 for 3. Has a chance at his 3rd hit of the night. That changeup is just down there, 0-1. Underwood's a mite worse against fellow lefties. And, well, that is kind of worse. He hit it hard, but he hit it way under it. So it'll end up being a pop-up that Lesage takes care of over there in shallow left. A fastball that time. And here comes Spike Stonehand, who also would like his third hit of the night. As last time he had a ground out. That changeup is inside, 1-0. Hits that one, and it's right to Guerrero at third, who throws it over to first. Milling has it, and that will end the inning. Easy throw from Guerrero to close it out. The Navegadores remain out in front 6-0. We head into the bottom of the seventh after a clean inning for Alrigo Chavez. Ted Balloon back on the mound, 6 innings pitched, 72 pitches, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and he will face Lopez, Cabrera, and Guerrero to start with. Lopez is 0 for 2 on the day. Balloon misses low with that first fastball, 1-0. Chops that one foul behind the plate. Makes it 1-1. Misses completely on the changeup, 1-2. Tries to tunnel it like a fastball, and it does not work. And then Balloon does him a favor by throwing a very low forkball that no one would have pretended to try and hit to even the count of 2-2. Knocks that one foul. Stonehand has to go try and catch it, but we'll stay at 2-2 instead after that forkball. Got him! 4th strikeout of the day for Ted Balloon as that changeup attracts the whiff. Pardon me, 5th strikeout of the day. He will now face Miguel Cabrera, who is over 2 on the day. Let's be honest here. How fun is it that there's a relatively fast, older guy who can still hit bombs named Miguel Cabrera sitting in this league? That curveball is there at the knees. Curveball there, 0-1. A good hammer from Ted. And Cabrera completely misses on that changeup. And suddenly, it's like that changeup has been there all along. It wasn't getting these whiffs earlier, but there it is. Balloon strikes him out with a curveball, his 6th of the night. And he will now face Eduardo Guerrero, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Just got to check something real quick, pardon me. Base is empty and 2 outs for Eddie Guerrero here. Forkball misses by a gnat's eyebrow at the bottom of the zone. 1-0. He hits that one. It goes to Valdez. Valdez takes a second to collect himself, throws over to first, and looks like that's out number 3. So, 3 up and 3 down for Moca as well. The Navegadores remain in the lead as we head into the 8th inning. 6-0, of course. Rob Feaster will be leading that off against Alrigo Chavez, who is through 5 outs, allowing a hit and a strikeout on 20 pitches. Feaster is 2 for 3 on the night with a run batted in and a walk. His on-base percentage is now officially .400, and he leads Liga Betances with 16 stolen bases. Feaster tries to knock that one past Pineda, and that is not going to happen. Oh, hey, Matt the Fisherman. How you doing? All is well? First pitch swinging there from Rob Feaster, and he gets retired very easily. The throw to Milling. Hope you are doing just fine as well. 1 pitch and 1 out for Chavez, who has been incredibly effective here out of the pen. Just basically mopping up the mess that he got left. Here comes Sherlou, who is 0 for 4, having a terrible night tonight. 1 out and bases empty for him. That fastball is inside on him. Ball 1. Checks his swing on the changeup. 2-0. And he is... Oh, hello. This could get interesting. Is he going to catch on? No. Milling has to run out to get it on the dive. He throws to Chavez, and it's another error as Chavez can't corral it. So that'll put a man on with 1 out for Pablo Salmeron. I want to say that's the first time Sherlou... No, it's not the first time he's reached base all day. He reached base on error earlier. Wally Balk's old magic power, pardon me there, of reaching on errors seems to have been transferred to the Font of Wisdom, is what we're finding out. Here comes Salmeron, who is 1 for 4 with a run batted in, and of course this is when rain starts to fall. Chavez there misses away with a fastball. Salmeron, for some reason, swings at a changeup inside. 1-1 now. Got a bit of a buffet inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner, and 1 out. And chops that one foul. Man, he's supposed to be good at these, and instead he's just getting rocked. High fastballs. Chavez does him a favor there. Misses low with that fastball as he nears 30 pitches. Grounds that one out to... Oh, it's going to be another double play. As Salmeron, not exactly fast. Tailor-made for Guerrero to send it to Pineda. Pineda over to Milling. And as it turns out, the Navegadores can't get anything going in that inning either. A good pitch from Chavez to get that ground out. And easy peasy around the horn for the double play to end the inning. I don't think I remember the last time I saw them ground into 2 double plays on broadcast. I guess if you're going to do it during a game that, you can pretty much afford to give up a couple runs, or you don't have to score many runs anyway. Let's see here. We should start warming up someone just in case. A couple of our guys here. We're going to bring up Anbar and Katol will be in the pen. As Ted Balloon gets to start the 8th inning, he is at 83 pitches over 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He'll face Pineda, Mercado, and Rodriguez. Pineda is 0 for 2 on the day. Pineda, big cut at the fastball, and he misses completely, 0-1. That one's chopped foul to make it 0-2. Pineda now in the hole. It's Ted's job to finish him off. Let's see if he can do it. Not quite. Misses a little bit low with a forkball. He's got another chance. Let's see if he can do it. Pineda sends that one into right field, but foul. Apparently. So we'll stay at 1-2. Pineda sends that one on a line drive to right field, but also foul. So we'll stay at 1-2. It was a good attempt there to go for the changeup in that situation. I think you'd already gone at him with a fastball. Made some sense to try something different. Grounds it out to Feaster. He's got it. Makes the throw to Balloon, who stretches out for it, and he's got it. That's pitcher fielding right there. Out number 1 here. At 89 pitches, Ted now faces Nicolas Mercado, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Last time he drew Ted's single walk of the night so far. Mercado there checks a swing in time on the fastball, 1-0. He misses again with the changeup, 2-0. I do not for the life of me understand what Ted's problem is with this guy. He's not the bat you need to be afraid of here. Mercado swings and misses through that fastball, 2-1. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of batter he is. You don't need to be afraid of him, he says, as Mercado instantly proves me wrong with a huge base hit that Frank de Castillo has to back up Underwood to get to. And they are going to hold him to a double, surprisingly. So Ted, I think for the first time today, has to deal with a man in scoring position. I could be wrong. Nicolas Mercado's double is the second hit of the night, and it'll bring up Mateo Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2. Ted's got to steel himself and see if he can get through this inning. Man on second and 1 out. That fastball is in there for a strike, 0-1. And that one is fouled. A curveball off the catcher there. 0-2 now. Forkball barely misses outside, 1-2. He hoped he would get that edge call, and he didn't. He's going to have to try again. Got him! 7th strikeout on the changeup there. The umpire gives him the call, and it'll be Kamuroheno Loa, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Loa left the last game hitting .368, has lowered his batting average 16 points, in this one, and has a chance to do so further. That's a ground out. It goes to Sherdlu, who throws high to Feaster. He stretches out, and he's got it. Balloon is out of the inning and out of the jam. Naguabo remains in the lead as they head to the top of the 9th. Balk, Santiago, and Valdez will face Alrigo Chavez, who is about to throw his 30th pitch, having already pitched 8 beautiful outs, over which he's only allowed a hit and struck out 1. Wally Balk is 2 for 4 with a run batted in on the night. Balk watches that one for ball 1. And swings through the fastball. 1-1 now. Chavez misses with a changeup low. 2-1. Misses again with the fastball. 2-2. Balk now at an even count. And he got him. Wally Balk strikes out on fastballs with a couple of changeups riddled in. Here comes Vidal Santiago, who is 1 for 2 on the day. 1 out, bases empty for him. Ball 1 as he misses low. Knocks that one foul. 1-1, a fastball sent away. Swings on that fastball as well. 1-2. Boy, Chavez just has him locked down at this point. Chavez misses just barely with a fastball outside. 2-2 now. Let's see if that's indicative of something. He must be starting to get tired, as Santiago sends that one into center field, but Rodriguez is well underneath it, and he's got it for out number 2. So here comes Benji Valdez as the last chance here for the Navegadores. He's 1 for 4 with 1 run batted in the game. Batting with the bases empty, he's hitting just .229. Changeup misses inside. 1-0. And that fastball is judged a strike. Chavez now at 41 pitches, and boy, what a game he's really pitched here. Swinging strike is a fastball there, 1-2. Allowed no runs, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts so far, and has a chance at a third here. Fastball misses, low and inside, 2-2. If they had left Ortiz out there like previous generations might have, we might be looking right now at a 10-12-0 game. And here you go, because now it's a full count, which you know what that means. This will be a payoff pitch. Valdez grounds that one out to Pineda. He's got it, makes the throw, and we're into the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs between the Rebeldes and a home loss here. Ted Balloon will come in to face Lesage, Milling, and Lopez, and we are going to have Anbar and Cato ready to go. Varela will be up next if needed. This will not be, even if Ted manages to stay scoreless, this will not be a Maddox, as he is definitely going to be throwing his 100th pitch. Lesage is up. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Ted Balloon has thrown 8 innings. 2 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. First pitch to Lesage is a fastball outside corner, and it is a called strike 1. So he's already challenging as he misses just barely with that curveball, but in an area where the umpire occasionally has given the call. So it's 1-1. Lesage knocks that one into left field, and we have a leadoff base hit. Vidal Santiago will be out there to recover it. And with a man on and no outs, here comes Sebastian Milling, who is 1 for 3 on the night. So 3 people have gotten hits tonight. Rich Lesage, Seb Milling, and I believe Nicolas Mercado. Let's see if they can somehow attract a steal attempt. That would be the best way to get him out here. Balloon trying for that double play ball. A fastball low, but Milling doesn't go for it. 1-0. Pickoff attempt, and Lesage will be back in plenty of time. We'll stay at 1-0. Changeup misses low and inside. 2-0 now. Milling hits that one. Feaster's got it in on the glove. Line drive right to him. He runs, and unfortunately, Lesage gets back in time, but that's still out number 1. Here comes Jeremias Lopez, who is 0 for 3 on the day. He swings right through that fastball on 1. That changeup misses low, 1-1. Lopez chops that one foul. He'll be at 2 strikes here. Ted looking for strikeout number 8. And he gets it. Fastball high up there. Gets the whiff from Jeremias Lopez, and it is out number 2. Here comes Miguel Cabrera to end it all. He is over 3, hitting just 195 at home. Ted's got to steal himself here. Cabrera hits that one to Benji Valdez. Benji's got it, makes the easy throw to second, and there is your ball game. The Navegadores blank Moca 6-0. Ted Balloon pitching his 3rd shutout of the season on just 3 hits and a walk for the Navegadores. That's his 5th win of the season. He is holding opposing clubs to a 1.57 batting average. He has 54 strikeouts and an 0.87 ERA. Great game all around from the Navegadores. We've got 2 hit nights from Feaster, Bach, Underwood, and Stonehand. We've got 2 stolen bases from Rob Feaster, 2 walks to Santiago, another one to Feaster. San Baron with an RBI double, Bach with a double of his own. But this is Ted's game all the way. 8 strikeouts over 109 pitches. This is exactly why he is one of the aces in this rotation. He's proven it over and over again. What an exciting game. Even if it did feel like the Navegadores had it well in hand, you never know with them. The rain delay could have affected something if it had become operative, and it wasn't. So it was really wonderful to see a competently played game from basically everybody, even guys that you might not think would be huge contributors here. The only person not to get a hit was Sherdlu, and even he managed to score a run thanks to reaching on error a couple of times. Thank you all very much for coming. Very happy you could be here to see the Navegadores' 15th win of the season. We should be back next week, and hopefully Luisa will be back for that one. But in the meantime, this has been, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. Gente, gracias mil. Buenas noches. Y Dios les bendiga.